How you doing, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As ever, it is amazing to see you. If you haven't subscribed, now is a great time to do it. Welcome to the weekly blog. So I've been meaning to do it for ages. I never got around to it. Life just gets in the way, all that sort of nonsense. But I've decided that I'm now going to take blogging more seriously, or vlogging, actually, not blogging, and basically vlog. So I'm going to do a week-long vlog every week. I was meant to start yesterday. It was Monday yesterday. It's now Tuesday today. So I'm a day behind. So what happened yesterday? Nothing really, nothing, absolutely nothing. Monday was pretty boring, but what is happening today? Today I am taking a load of Nangwang products to a company called Production Gear, and just showing them off to them. So hopefully that they look at them, they like them, and they want to buy them, and then sort of want to range the products. So we're taking the Nangwang Pavo Light Tube, which is pretty impressive, and then we're also taking a new Forza. So I have the 60 and I have the 300 watt. And basically, like my history in like working world is like, you know, I've used to be a salesman, I used to be a trainer, I used to be all these sort of things. So it comes in real handy when talking about photography equipment and going into photography retailers and talking to them about the products, because I can talk the same language as them, and that's quite appealing. And that's why I ended up working for companies like Bowens, and then I worked at Rotolite, and now I'm working at Kenro. So it all just comes about because of that. And I've just got to try and find my trainers. Hold on one second. Kind of get a bit of a guided tour of my house as I get stuff ready, because I still need to pack down some of the lights in preparation to go. So apologies if you're getting a bit spinny, because I'm doing this all handheld. So yeah, so the idea of starting a blog was just basically do a weekly blog, a bit of an insight to what I'm up to and why I'm up to doing it. Oh no, let me just swap. I'm right-handed. I need my right hand for this. So yeah, so I'm going to pack down the lights. I'm going to drive over there, and I'm going to show off these new lights, and hopefully they like them. Hopefully they buy them, which will be great. And yeah, what else do I have on for the rest of the week? So the rest of the week is I am going to Malta on Thursday to go and shoot Abode on the rocks. So we're basically going to Malta, and then we're taking a short boat trip over to a little island called Gozo. And basically it's a party for 3 days straight, I think, which is going to be pretty intense. So shooting that with an amazing team. So Mike Portlock is one of the guys who I'm shooting with, who's a good friend of mine and an amazing photographer. Adam Maggs, phenomenal videographer, like absolutely phenomenal. Spends a lot of his time like throughout the course of the year just traveling and producing sick content. And then Harry Russell as well is exactly the same, just spends the year basically just videoing and producing amazing content. And then Charlotte Robinson. So Mike and Charlotte were both basically photographers that are in the Art in Dance project. And all of these things that I'm referring to, I'll stick links to them down below in the summaries, so you can kind of like filter off and work out what I'm talking about and have a little bit of a better sort of understanding of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pack this stuff down and start cracking on. Here we are on Wednesday, and I'm just prepping my bag because tomorrow we go to Gozo, which is a little island off of Malta, and we're going for the Abode on the rock basically. So tonight is a case of pack my stuff, work out what I need, and get all prepped, ready to go. I should do it a little bit beforehand, but I already kind of know the stuff I'm taking with me, and always take the same sort of kit when I go and travel. So I'll always take my Pele 1510. That's an absolute given. That will have all my camera gear in it. And then most of the time they tend to be really short trips, so I'll just take a rucksack, and that basically will cover my t-shirts, pants, toothbrush, all that sort of stuff, because I'm not going on holiday, like I'm going to work. So as part of that, like my work stuff has to make up the bulk of, you know, what I'm carrying. So I take that in my Pele, and then the other stuff just goes in a rucksack. So I'm going to go through that now, get that all packed, and yeah, I'll sort of talk you through some of the stuff that I pack as I'm going through it. So the first part of packing is unpacking it from what was last in there. So bags. These are really useful for carrying extra batteries and things like that in there, and I'll show you how you get on those. But this is just old crap that I've had in there before, like a V-lock battery. Cleaners, always useful to take, so I separate the stuff I'm definitely taking over here. Cleaners, yeah, cool. Camera strap, essential. These are really good. So this is just a little tip. These you get in, like, when you buy stuff, they're like little silica gels. Now, they're really good because when you go to other countries and like there's beaches and water and all that sort of stuff, just have some of these in your Pele case, because what they'll do is if there's any moisture in there, they soak it up. You don't have to have loads of them, just have like 2 or 3 of them. And I don't know if they do work amazingly efficiently, but it's just kind of like a risk mitigation. So say for instance it rains and I put my camera kit, so I was in Ibiza and it was raining for a few days, and I put my camera kit in here and then travelled back. If there's any moisture in there, this kind of like deters that, so it's well worth keeping some of those in there. Power cables, all the lenses that I need and as and when I need them. Plasters, always essential. Wristbands, keep that one because that was my last trip to Ibiza. It's got sentimental value, so we will keep that. Earplugs, so these are official IMS Ibiza earplugs. Always have a set of those in your bag because you just don't know what the music's going to be like when you get there, and you want to protect your ears because if you can't hear anything, it's not going to do you in good stead later on in your career. There's just so much shit in here, like honestly. USB cables, yeah, cool. Right, so some essentials. And the way my Pele 10 is laid out is, you might have seen this already before, but I use the Trek Pack insert, so it's all customised to how I like to travel, and then I just use the compartments to put all my bits in there and travel nicely. So yeah, what I'm going to do, this might take me some time, so I'm going to do it and then I'll give you a little bit of a run through of what's in there and why it's. So here is a really cool charger that I've just got. So this is a Kenro universal charger. This is great because it will let me charge, like, you know, it will do AAAs, it will charge those, cool. It will also charge AA's, which is great. It will also charge my camera batteries, and the way it will do it is here, there's little pins that you adjust. So you adjust those to slide into the connectors on the relevant battery, and it takes loads of different types of batteries. What I'll do is I'll put a link for this down below in the comments. Click that like so, and then it starts charging it. So I have a battery that will not only charge my Sony camera batteries, but will also do my rechargeable flash batteries. And that basically means, you know, don't have to take this and then don't have to take something like this, you know, and that just saves up so much space. So yeah, this little guy here is amazing, and it's just called the Kenro Universal Charger. Really impressed with it so far. Small as well, so it's easy to travel with, doesn't take up too much room, and it also comes with a car charger adapter as well, which is great, because, you know, if you're moving from location to location and the only power point you have is a car, this will charge your stuff. So that guy there, check it out. So what I also do before I travel is I use these 2 products. So this is Ken Air, and this basically allows me to clean all of my equipment. And the reason I like to clean it is because I know, like, when I turn up, I'm starting with a clean slate, if that makes sense. And then when I get back, I clean them as well. And it just stops, like, any residual dirt and stuff like that causing you any problems with your equipment, because this is your livelihood, you know, so it makes sense to maintain it. So I use that. And then what I've also started using, and there'll be a link down below for that, chap, I use this stuff as well, which is a lens cleaner. So what this basically does, you use it to clean lens, and it will help keep, like, static off it and things like that, which is great. So it's well worth doing that, especially on your important lenses. So, like, you know, 85, 1.4, things like that, you know, that's a pretty impressive lens, and you want to look after it for as long as possible. So so yeah, doing things like that to maintain it will do that. So well worth doing that when you're packing. So here is another travel tip. You can get these blocks here, which are basically like they're power adapters to USBs. Now these are really good if you're traveling internationally, because what you can basically do is take your international charger pin, use that block, and you can run any USB from it. So you can do an iPhone, you know, you can all do a USB. So rather than having a specific sort of like block for doing it, you know, or needing a specific plug socket, you know, like the UK 3-pin version, if you have this, you just change whatever pin version you need rather than having the whole block, because the blocks are normally big. Like, I don't know if I can find one here. So like, here's an adapter. You imagine you stick a charger into the end of that. So let's give you kind of quite into perspective. So here's your adapter. You then plug this into there. That's hanging out the wall, and then you stick a USB charger in there. Rather than doing that, you just carry this and one of these and a cable. Like, it's a smaller footprint, so it's easier to put them into your kit and travel with them. So I recommend carrying those more than carrying those. This is probably the worst possible camera angle I could ever think of, but hey. So yeah, bags packed, and let's talk through some of the stuff that's in here and why. So as you can see, by using the Trek pack, everything's neatly organised. Mac charger, face cream, nobody likes dry faces, cleaner for my camera equipment, and then USB cables and stuff like that, all pugged down the back nicely, ear protectors in there as well, additional cables here, batteries in one of those guys there so they're not rattling all over the place, nicely done. My Sony batteries are all put in a baggie like so. So there's 3 batteries there that are fully charged, and then 2 batteries in my A7R2, and then 1 battery in my A7. This is specifically customized to slide into that slot perfectly. So all of this stuff is thought about just to make traveling convenient. And you only really think about this stuff by at one point not thinking about it, and then, you know, coming across issues. Black Rapid shoulder strap here. Additional chargers and those adapter things I was talking about previously, those are in there as well. I've also got this chap. So this is an automated Sevenoaks spinny thingy-majiggy, but what this will allow me to do is, if I put on a time lapse with the rotation, I can basically do a 360 time lapse, which is pretty cool, and we're going to use that because the scenery in Gozo is amazing, so it makes sense to take that. That's all plugged in there neatly, and my Black Rapid just creates a seal to stop it escaping. Trigger system for my Nissan is in there, and then I also have audio mic here, so a lav mic. We're going to do some recording on the island and some interview stuff, so I thought it makes sense to take a lav mic for doing those, just to make sure that we get the best possible audio. Then underneath here, as you can see, the way this is all customized, this straps off, Mac comes out of the inlay department. Now these are spare socks. These are essential when it comes to traveling. They are all clean, but they serve 2 purposes. 1, spare socks, and 2, to protect my Sony A7R2. And then what I do whilst I'm traveling, I use my 16mm pancake because it reduces the footprint of my camera, and that means it then slides into here. If I had my 85mm on there, it just wouldn't fit in at all. So and then yeah, that leads me to the 85mm. The 85mm slides into that compartment there, and it's all, you know, you can see it's all purposely built and bespoke to fit all this equipment in this configuration. And of course with the Trek pack, you can adjust to allow for different configurations. So if I use this for tethering, I take some stuff out, but then there's still the base cradle for my Mac. My Nissan flash is here, which is cool. I love traveling with this because it's well thought about in terms of like traveling with it. So this is the i60. It's so clever in terms of like the bag it comes in. It's just like, it's designed to travel. It's got cushioning, it's protected, you've got the diffuser, a stand, and it seals nicely and squeezes in there. A hard drive, so super important to put your images and do image dumps on a hard drive basically, so they're all protected. That is in there like so, and that is pretty much, oh, and my 45mm is there, which is cool. Card storage system, so additional SD cards are stored in this little guy here. Now I got this from the Take Take More Photos guys, Mohammed and the team, they're amazing. I'll put a link down to what they are striving to achieve down below, but they also do these little things, and they do cool straps as well. So you might see me rocking that on my social media. So Instagram, if you don't follow me already, at lukecurtis.co.uk, and you'll often see me sort of like tagging these guys in it, because I'm really respectful of what they do and what they're trying to achieve. So a great place to keep all of my cards nice and safe. That stores in there. Socks go back on top of there like so. Max slides in, and yeah, good to go. That is my bag packed. I then seal this like so. That means my Mac's not going anywhere. Nothing's going to be rattling around once it's closed and sealed. And then under this little hidden component here, business cards, super important. You never know who you're going to meet. And stickers. So these are the Take More Photos guys stickers. So yeah, they gave me a load of these when I last saw them. So whenever I see other creatives and they've got bags and they've got Macs and stuff like that, I'm like, get yourself a sticker, you know, rep. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, do feel free to pop them into the comment section down below, like on any of this kit, like why have I got this, you know, is that good, is it not good, what are your thoughts on this? Just ask me and I will happily answer. But that is yeah, that is me sealed and ready to travel. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will update you, I'd imagine, tomorrow on the way to the airport and at the airport and beyond. So catch you all soon. Take care. Haven't really been able to do any updating because it's just been too busy. My forehead is really shiny, by the way. But yeah, we're literally going to go get on an airplane now.
With your new brunette girlfriend.
So I didn't do any videoing yesterday because like our flight was delayed and all sorts of nonsense, and then by the time we got there it was like literally straight to the party, so I didn't really get any time to get the camera out and do a recording. But we are now on the island of Gozo. It's the first time here and it's literally amazing. So I couldn't sleep last night because the air conditioning wasn't working, and you have to basically put €1 in there and then it's meant to click on. So we put like €3 in there, but nothing happened. So not only were we out of pocket, but we were also out of fresh air. So it was pretty difficult sleeping. So it's now 7:30. I've just taken a convenient walk down to the shop.
Music, please.
Owen? So on our way to the Danny Howard boat party now. Yeah, it's pretty good. So basically half one till 4 o'clock, just out in the sunshine with the sea and the tunes. So that is a wrap. Back to life. Cuddling the old kitty first thing in the morning. She's very happy that we are home, and yeah, Abode on the Rocks was amazing. Basically, I can't. Yeah, I sort of knew it was going to be good based on the lineup and sort of you can just tell the amount of effort that's gone into by the promoter or record label, and it was unbelievable. Like, you know, if you are a dance fan, a dance music fan, you know, you sell yourself short if you don't make every effort to go to Abode on a Rock, because I just think it was phenomenal lineup, phenomenal locations, well organised. Yeah, it was just fantastic. You know, I'm a big fan of going to Ibiza. It's a place that means a lot to me, but the reality is, like, Monzo, you can do it at a fraction of the cost and still see the same artist, which was phenomenal. So to get to shoot it was amazing. I've got some edits to do left from the few days that we were there, and then that's it. It's done. It is reality as normal. So I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. I'm gonna produce many more of them, hopefully, so you can just get an insight to what I do on a day-to-day basis. I might not do them every week, because sometimes I might not have anything in my schedule that's worth vlogging, if that makes sense. But on the periods of time where I do have commissions that are exciting, yeah, it's well worth doing a build-up and an after. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I will catch you all soon. Do not forget to subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.